I've spent the last few videos talking about whether it's possible to take a Swytch e-bike on a plane. But in this video, I'm going to show you what actually happened. In the series so far, I've explained the battery rules, the paperwork, the packing, the costs, the airport preparation. And now I'm going to show you the whole actual journey when I took my Swytch e-bike to Spain. From packing the bike, to going through the airport, to arriving, rebuilding it, and finally getting it out for a ride somewhere warm. Because theory is useful, but what most people really want to know is, does it actually work in real life? So this is the full airport to ride experience. The reason I wanted to do this is simple. A lot of cyclists want to take their own bike abroad, especially if they're used to riding it at home. And with e-bikes, there's an extra layer of worry. Can I fly with the battery? Will the airline accept it? Will security stop me? Will the bike survive the journey? Will it be worth the effort? I wanted to go through the whole process myself so I could show you properly. Not just theory, not just guesswork, not as a mechanic, but as something I actually did on my own. That's also a big part of why I'm building Cycle for Fun. I want to help people plan better, more confident, self-guided cycling holidays based on real experience. The first step was packing the bike. For this trip, the important thing was to remove the batteries and make sure the bike itself went into the bag without any batteries attached. That meant the bike could travel in the hold as a normal bike. I'd already done a test pack the day before, and I definitely recommend doing that. You don't want to discover at midnight before the flight that you can't get the handlebars, pedals, wheels or bags sorted properly. I've covered the packing side in more detail in an earlier video, so I'll link to that below. But the short version is this. Do the test pack, take your time, protect the vulnerable parts, and make sure you have the tools you need to rebuild at the other end. The Swytch Air batteries went into my hand luggage, not in the bike bag, not in the hold, in my cabin bag. That's the key point. For this trip, I used two Swytch Air batteries, which are rated at 90 Wh. That's watt hours. That was important because they are below the usual 100 Wh threshold for lithium batteries in cabin baggage. I also had the airline battery rule saved, the Civil Aviation Authority guidance saved, and the battery specification ready, just in case anyone asked. In the end, the most important thing was not needing a big folder of paperwork. It's just about being calm and organised. This is the bit that people sometimes underestimate. Travelling with a bike bag changes the airport journey. Everything is bigger, everything is slower, and you need to think about space. Can you fit the bike box or bag into the car? Can you manage it with your other bags? Do you know where oversized baggage goes? Have you allowed enough time? This is not the day to arrive late. Even if everything goes smoothly, you move more slowly with a bike bag. So I would always build in extra time to make the airport part as calm as possible. At check-in, the bike box was treated as sports equipment or oversized luggage. This is where it helps to know the airline rules before you arrive. You want to know the weight limit, size limit, and whether the bike has already been paid for or included in your allowance. The easier you make it for the check-in staff, the smoother it feels. For me, the important thing was that the batteries were not in my bike bag. They were in my hand luggage, so the bike itself was travelling without batteries. And the bike tools, pedals, shoes were all in the bike bag. The security area was the part I expected raised eyebrows and questions. After all, I was carrying lithium batteries in my hand luggage. But this is also where the preparation helps. I knew what the batteries were, I knew the WH rating, I had the rules saved, and I knew how I would answer if asked. Something like, there are two 90 WH lithium batteries, they are under the 100 WH limit and are being carried in my cabin baggage. That's all I needed. No panic, no long explanation, just the facts. In reality, I wasn't asked about them. They went through without any drama. They stopped my hand luggage bag and they had a closer look at their screen and it passed through, no problem. Other times I've travelled like this with GoPro batteries, cables and phone power packs. And when they stopped the bag, they asked for it to be opened, they take a good look and have never asked me anything else. But if they did, I would be ready with my facts. Once I arrived in Spain, the next question was, did the bike arrive safely? That's always a slightly nervous moment when you're waiting in oversized baggage. You're watching the bags come through, wondering where the bike is, and hoping the box or bag had survived the journey. This is one of the trade-offs of taking your own bike. You get the comfort of riding your own bike, but you also have to trust the airline baggage system and your bag. That's why packing matters. With no signs of damage, I went through to the taxi rank and got into the first car. And after the driver lowered the back seats for the bike, we were off to the local hotel. The next step was to rebuild the bike. This is where you find out whether your packing strategy worked. Did you remember the tools? Did anything move in transit? Did the brakes, gears, handlebars, wheels and pedals all go back together easily? So here I am at the back of the hotel near the airport. I'm staying here on the way back, so I'm doing the bike up here. Here it is. And oops, there's the sunshine. I found a shady place to do this. The important thing here is not to rush. Before riding, check the basics properly. Make sure the wheels are secure, check the brakes, check the handlebars, check the pedals, and check the switch connection. And make sure everything feels right before you ride away. This is not just about convenience, it's about safety. Then finally, the best bit, the first ride. This is where all the extra effort starts to feel worthwhile. Because once the bike is rebuilt, the battery is connected and you're riding somewhere warm, you remember why you bothered. You're on your own bike. It feels familiar. You're not adjusting to a hire bike. You're not wondering whether the saddle is going to be uncomfortable. And you can just enjoy the ride. For me, this was the moment where the whole thing made sense. Yes, there was preparation. Yes, there was a bit of extra effort. But once I was riding, it felt completely worth it. Here's a little taste of day 2. So, what did I learn from taking my Swytch e-bike to Spain? First, the process is not as scary as it sounds. You do need to be prepared, but it is manageable. Second, the battery rules are the main thing to understand. The bike is relatively straightforward. The batteries are the important bit. Third, the logistics matter. Airport transfers, bike bag storage, luggage rules, and rebuilding the bike all need thinking through. And fourth, which strongly reinforces my past experiences, taking your own bike can be absolutely worth it if the trip suits it. Would I do it again? Yes, I would. But not for every trip. If I was going away for a short break or taking a holiday, not specifically a bike trip, I might hire. But for the right trip, especially somewhere I want to ride properly and feel comfortable, taking my own Swytch bike makes a lot of sense. The key is choosing the right trip. Not every cycling holiday needs your own bike, but some are definitely better because of it. I think this works best for people who already have a bike they love, want some electric assistance, are prepared to do a bit of planning, and would rather ride their own bike than gambling on a hire bike. If that sounds like you, then flying with a Swytch bike is definitely worth exploring. But do your homework first. Check the airline rules, check the battery size, plan the packing, and think through the full journey from home to hotel, not just the flight. The biggest thing I wanted to say is this: don't let the airport part put you off too quickly. Yes, there are rules. Yes, you need to be organised. And yes, you need to understand the battery limits. But once you break the process down, it becomes much more straightforward. Bike in the hold, battery in the cabin, rules checked, documents saved, extra time allowed. Then you can get to the good bit. Ride your own bike somewhere beautiful and not worry about the hills. If you're planning your own self-guided cycling holiday, I've put together free cycle guides to help you choose better routes, avoid common mistakes, and feel more confident before you go. You'll find the link in the description below. And if this series has helped you, please subscribe. I'm building this channel to share practical, real-world cycling travel advice based on trips I've actually done. Thanks for watching, and remember, make the most of every moment.